I really didn't want to talk about this, but I'm going to because I got a lot of comments asking me to speak about it. Stay tuned. Mind your business, nurses. I usually mind my business, but it was my business when you put nurse, the word nurse in it. Kevin Samuel, registered nurse, and all that. So you asked me to speak about it. I'm going to. Before I start, hello again. I'm back. It took a while, but I'm here. Thank you, old subscriber. I know who you are. I appreciate your constant support. If you're new to my channel, please press the notification button twice so you are notified when I upload a new video. Let's get to it. So I got a lot of comments about what's going on, and I know you know the word Mr. K. Samuels and what's happened. But I came on this channel because I wanted to talk about it. I was listening to Poetic Flacco, his YouTube channel, and he was talking about Mr. K. Samuel and the nurse chest pain. But prior to that, he had some good ideas and he was in the right direction. But I want to close it up to lead you to tell you my opinion about what happened or what the nurse in the background did. Anyway, when I heard about, first of all, I am not one that watched K. Samuel's channel. I heard of him. I heard his negative way he speak about us. It was so ironic at the time that a nurse became involved. And so when I heard the first instinct, because I am a nurse, I decided, oh, it's a nurse? I looked it up to prove to myself, basically. And it's something instinct that we do. I kind of get in the habit, I'm sorry, I got to get my glasses. I get in the habit of, if I feel that the nurse that I'm working with, something is off, I go to a certain place, and it's anyone can go there. Any nurse can go there. And on the board of nursing, we can see whether there is issues with maybe drugs or lapse license. They don't have a license. I can tell. But before I get into this, I want to tell you one thing. And you need to listen to this. Not everybody who say they are a nurse is a nurse. Keep that in the back of your head. A CNA says they're nurses too. And they might think that they are, which they are, helpful in regard to a nurse. LPN may say she's a registered nurse on her way to becoming one. She's still considered a nurse. Licensed practical nurse. Yes, she is considered a nurse. And don't be offended if I said LPN. I was an LPN too. I'm not downgrading your title. You are on your way. So everyone claims they are a nurse. They may not be. So anyway, instinctively, I just say, oh, she's a nurse. So I looked it up. First of all, when Poetic I don't know what that was. Flacco was looking, he talked about the NPIs. Yes, you can look up NPI, but NPI is a register, it's a national registry for providers, mostly doctors, nurse practitioner, physician assistant, and sometimes registered nurse. I'm on that register only because, not because I sign up to be on it, because you don't really sign up. You can sign up if the employer you're working with asks you to. And that's how I got on the National Nurse Register, which is NPI. The NPI, I think because I was working at a facility in Atlanta, and it was a facility that I was going to be the only RN in the building. So when you're the only RN in the building, you have the ability to, if anything happens, I'm talking about debt-wise, you can pronounce based on, you call the doctor, and take the protocol, but you're signing the death certificate. But anyway, I think I got that NPI, the company that I was working with, and I was working with kids, and they asked me to get an NPI, and then they register one for me. So I do have one in the National Register, and I have worked in California, and they asked me for it. They can always look it up. It tells you about some of the reputations. Your reputation is on there. So nurses, that's what I'm talking about. Keep it cool, keep your reputation, and keep your license. Anyway, so that to me, the NPI is just something that I see it more for the doctors and the nurse practitioner and the physician assistant. And they have some RNs that are on there. Not all the RN you're going to find on there. So when he looked, Poetic Flacco, sorry if I'm mistaken name, but he has a great YouTube channel that I watch sometime. She would not be on the registry. When your loved one complain of chest pain, and even if it's not your loved one, if you're around someone and they complaining of chest pain, or they holding on to this, sometimes they just, you could see it in their face. They can chew an aspirin, and that's an immediate that nurse should know about. Then you work your way to offer. But in this situation, from what I read, he was complaining about chest pain before he fell out. So to me, the nurse should have just asked him to chew on aspirin, encourage, because we always try to do patient teaching. Have you had a checkup? Do you want to do this? Allegedly, they said there was some extra party, drugs, whatever. I don't know how true that is. I'm just going to leave it at that. That can also, with a heart that is sick, it can exacerbate the situation. So if your loved one is complaining of chest pain, sometime with the male, they don't verbally say their chest is hurting. In this situation, he said he was having some pain in the chest. And what they hold on, you will see when they hold on like this. Cut myself, so hold on like this, or just like this, or maybe just this, and you could see that they're in pain. And when they fell out, you just jump. Whatever you're doing, you jump and you start CPR. Save a life. She offered it. Okay, situation, he's down. He's down now. My thing is start CPR. Start CPR. Got my phone. My phone is on speaker, and I'm calling 911, but I continue to do CPR. And you don't stop CPR until the ambulance take over. That means somebody else got to take over. CPR and give him some breath. Save that man. That's my thinking. That's what I would do. You ain't going out on me. I'm going to keep you alive. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Get it? Call CPR. Call 911. I'm a nurse. He's down. He's been complaining of chest pain. I'm doing CPR. Talk to the 911. They might say, tell you further, or I don't know how apartment, maybe he was in a luxury apartment that he's unresponsive. Check, look, listen, see if he's breathing. If not, then what you do is start CPR, call 911. Put your phone on speakerphone. CPR is a one-person CPR we're doing. 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 30. 2 breaths. Back at it. Keep doing it. 30 compression, 2 breath. One person CPR. If it's 2 person there, if it's another person, then you're 15 to 2. So 30, you're by yourself. Check. And then you speak. That's CPR. Give him that breath until you comfortable. You can talk to, the door should be open. You can talk. Call in to find the people downstairs. I'm not thinking about going downstairs to get no AED. The 911 should have an AED, should have those things. They're going to come in with it. You just continue CPR and give him some breath to keep him alive. You're not going to die on my watch. And what I think that what happened is she became, scared, panic sets in, and the outcome is what it is. It's sad, but I'm only talking based on a nurse. When you actually in that position and you lose a patient, you feel it. You feel remorseful. You feel, I don't know the situation. I don't want to know. I'm just speaking from a nurse level. I could not find her qualification, a nurse. I'm not sure if the name changed because I put a H instead of A. I did it both ways, but I could not find her in the Board of Nursing. So unless she is a nurse and she's using a different name, and she told the media a different name, that's the only way. But there's no way you're going to find that person. They have those AED downstairs, but right now the CPR is the main thing. Just continue. And I don't know how many breaths she was given, or was she even pumping in breaths in him. But it just seems like the communication between the 911 and the nurse was off. That's all I can say. And I want to take this time. I'm not trying to discredit anybody. If you're a nurse, fine. If you're so much of a nurse that they can hide your information from all these boards, I am like Poetic Flacco. I have checked, double check, triple check. I asked my nurse friend, please check, because my eyes are hurting me. Now I wear glasses. Maybe I didn't spell her name right. I even put an H in front of her name. Is it a her? All these thoughts are in my head when I'm looking. So I have checked every state. I checked the Midwest, Ohio. I check everywhere, basically. And I could not find the name. And in the Board of Nursing, if you cannot find Patrice M. Foster, you can just do P and then 2 stars and all the name with P comes up, Patrick, Patrice, Patricia, and then you just connect it to the name if you know the person, because they give you the last name. And I try the last name and put the stars. I try all the A's, I couldn't find it. I was baffled. So how can I hide my information on the Board of Nursing? I'm saying to myself, if I can't find this nurse, how come I don't have that option to hide myself? It just was so puzzling. So no, I didn't find out if she's a nurse. I did not find out if she's a CNA. I did not find out if she's a medical assistant or a licensed practical nurse. I would be even happy if she was an LPN so we could just squash this. So anyone can say they're a nurse, but you have to prove it. And for me, I don't feel comfortable because I haven't found out anything if she's a nurse or not. I'm reading that she said she's from a wealthy background. That could have something to do with it. But I have never heard of the Board of Nursing hiding the information of any nurse. If not, I would like that. I really would. The truth is out there. It will come out eventually, but I didn't find it. I'm sorry if I disappointed you. Have a wonderful day or night in your state or your country. Please support me.